Let no one put us under. You may now kiss your bride. Hello Nerdfighters, it's Friday! Woohoo! You may think I'm doing this video solo again this week, but technically Andrea and I are united as one, thus we are bringing this video to you together. Before we start this week's theme, I would just like to give a big thanks to our good friend Eric Desjardins for filling in for us last week because we had prior engagements. Engagements. You did an awesome, creepy job, Eric. Thank you. But anyways, the theme this week for our ottawawesome channel is top 10s. There's a website that I frequent called Listverse.com, which actually updates top 10 lists every day. The lists vary from different categories such as art, literature, music, sports, religion, science, politics, anything you can think of. The lists are really entertaining, sometimes frightening, sometimes just a good source of useless knowledge. So today we're going to bring you our top 10 favorite Listverse top 10 lists. Number 10! I want to start with one of my favorite lists, the top 10 books of all time. Top 10 novels of all time list is kind of controversial because, you know, everyone has different tastes in different books and whatnot, but the information they gathered was based on various authors and what they describe as like their top 10 lists, and they took all that data, put it all together, and made an official top 10 list of top 10 books. Number 9. For number 9, I chose the top 10 fascinating last photos taken. This list contains 10 photos which are either the last known photo of a particular person or the last photo taken by a particular person. Number 8. I'm going to mess with your minds a little bit and choose a top 11 list for this number 8 entry. The list is 11 brain-twisting paradoxes. If you're like me, you love making your mind explode. And this list will definitely help you in doing that. Number 7. If your brain hasn't already melted yet, I would suggest you check out the top 10 enormous numbers. It's a really entertaining, mind-blowing, and hilarious list, so check that one out too. 10 strange things about the universe. Now, if your brain already hasn't suffered enough from the past 2 entries, then this one definitely will put it out for the count. It talks about a lot of space phenomena that would probably make Hank, fangasm. Now, on to the creepy stuff. Number 5 is a list of top 10 eerie recordings. Now, these recordings are kind of freaky, interesting, and somewhat tragic in a way. I don't want to give any spoilers, so I guess you're just going to have to check it out. Number 4, top 10 popular music ripoffs. Now, the artists that are featured on this list are artists that I would have otherwise defended in saying that they are creative and original in recording their own music. You should check out some of the songs. Number 3, on top of being a math person, I also enjoy the English language. As a George Carlin fan, I hate when the English language gets mangled by other people, which is why number 3 on my list is top 10 misconceptions about common sayings. It's essentially a list of 10 very common sayings that people often use in the wrong context, so if you don't want to be ill-informed, you better go check it out. Number 2, for a little bit of thrill, I suggest you go check out the top 10 most terrifying places on Earth. This list essentially contains 10 places found throughout the world. It explains their origins and why people might find them terrifying. And number 1, speaking of the most terrifying places on Earth, my number 1 choice has to be the top 10 most interesting abandoned places. Much like my number 2 entry, this list contains 10 places from around the world which have been abandoned. Some of these places are ruins where civilizations used to roam. Others are just regular places that got hit hard with economic failure. Check Listverse.com, search for lists, choose a category, and you can probably read that site all day if you wanted to. If you find yourself a favorite top 10 list, let us know in the comments. And now it's time for Nerd News!
This week in Nerd News, Fan Expo is this weekend. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Anyways guys, that's it for us this week. DFTBA, have a good weekend, and as always, best wishes!